Principle 2, Curriculum and Instruction. The curriculum learning systems anchored on the community and learners' context and aspirations are collaboratively developed and continuously improved. Indicator 1, Level 1. The curriculum provides for the development needs of all types of learners in the school community. The legal basis on curriculum and instructions are Republic Act 10533 implementing rules and regulations of Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, Republic Act 10157, an act institutionalizing the kindergarten education into the basic education system.
Department Order No. 8 Series 2015, Policy Guidelines on Classroom Assessment on K-12 for the Basic Education Program. Department Order No. 36 Series 2016, Policy Guidelines on Awards and Recognition for the Basic Education Program.
Our school adheres to this legal basis and serves as guide for us teachers on how to deal with our learners. Curriculum Guide. All teachers were given a curriculum guide with learning competencies needed by the learners that serves as their guide to develop the concepts and master the different skills. Budget of Work contains curriculum competencies, skills, and objectives, topics for specific skills and competencies, and teaching strategies, activities, and time allotment arranged into columns for effective teaching and learning. For self-learning modules, the teacher crafted self-learning modules using for self-paced learning. It helps the learners to build study skills. In the teaching learning activities, learners presenting their group activities. You can also notice that teacher serves as facilitators of learning. In the conduct of meeting of LRMDS, the teachers during the orientation of Learning Resources Management Development System. You can see here the teachers during the orientation or meeting on the crafting of DLLs, DLPs. Here's the list of intervention programs. We cannot deny the fact that there are learners that needs intervention. We have the list of intervention programs. A learner's portfolio shows the learner's work that exhibits a student's effort, progress, achievements, and competencies gained during a quarter and school year. Here's the self-directed materials, wherein the learners use these materials for learning, in which the conceptualization, design, conduct, and evaluation of a learning project are directed by the learner. For the school-based monitoring tool on learning outcomes during the quarterly examinations, the master teachers use a school-based monitoring tool on learning outcomes to keep track of the grade level they were assigned. Here's the reading assessment report from Phil Erie results in English and Filipino for the school year 2017-2018, 2018-2019, and 2019-2020. We also have teachers' portfolio. Indicator 1, Level 2. Here's the check DLLs and DLPs. Here's the evaluated instructional materials. And here's the pictures and evidences for the teaching learning activities. For the utilization of learning resource materials. For DLLs, DLPs of accomplished COTs. Contextualized Intervention Program. Here's the class observation reports and post-conferences. During the post-conferences, providing technical assistance to a teacher who has been observed by master teachers. For contextualized produced materials, one of our master teacher, Salvacion Subong, is one of the authors of the contextualized math module. Indicator 1 Level 3. Here's the conduct of write-ups for learning materials. Teaching learning activities and resources that results to sustain improvement. The accomplishment reports in English for the school year 2018 to 2019. Here's the records of continuous and shared practices in the community to improve teaching and learning activities. Our school conducts LAC, Visual Aids, LMS Exchange Program. Here's the documented partnerships on improving TL activities and resources, MOU shared practices. Here's the SLAC or Inset Teaching Learning process. Indicator 2, Level 1. The implemented curriculum is localized to make it more meaningful to the learners and applicable to life in this community. Here's the evaluation report of learning materials. The inventory of available learning resources. For the school year 2017 to 2018, 2018 to 2019, and 2019 to 2020. Here's the list of inventory of learning materials. The inventory of available learning resources. Here's the records of utilization of available learning resources. All learning materials and resources are properly utilized by the learners. It is properly recorded using the SF3 by the teachers. Here's the feedback on available learning resources. The school projects or intervention per subjects. Our school has different projects and activities to help the struggling learners. Here's the needs assessment for the teaching and learning outcomes. Indicator 2, Level 2. Contextualized learning materials. The teacher uses contextualized materials in her lessons. For the performance level of learners, class records, grading sheets, and SF5 show the importance and the performance level of the learners. Here's the resource gaps and analysis. Here's the strategic intervention materials concerning least mastered skills. The updated inventory of LMs with analysis and interpretation of data. Project proposal on intervention material used. Least learned skills or competencies by grading period. Indicator 2, Level 3. List of intervention and innovations implemented. Action research on pedagogy and content using reciprocal teaching to improve the reading comprehension skill of For Charity at Imus Pilot Elementary School for the school year 2018 to 2019, and action research conducted by Mildred I. Gabuat to help the struggling learners. best practices on the development and implementation of innovative needs-based learning resources. Here's the documentation of sharing best practices through benchmarking. Shared information on the localized materials with other community stakeholders. During the meeting with the parents or stakeholders, one of the other authors, Salvacion Subong, of the localized module in mathematics shared the module. Here's the parental involvement in the production of innovative needs-based learning resources. Here's the awards and recognition system. Recognizing learners for other qualities like effort, improvement, and cooperation as well can increase self-confidence, offer a sense of accomplishment, and generate respect in a peer group. Having such a sense of accomplishment spurs improvement, thus our school practices giving awards and recognition to our achievers. Indicator 3, Level 1. A representative group of school and community stakeholders develop the methods and materials for developing creative thinking and problem solving. Imus Pilot Elementary School followed the following legal basis on curriculum and instruction. The Republic Act 10533, Implementing Rules and Regulations of Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013. Republic Act 10157, an act institutionalizing the kindergarten education into the basic education system. Division Order No. 8 Series 2015, Policy Guidelines on Classroom Assessment on K-12 for the Basic Education Program. And Division Order No. 36 Series 2016, Policy Guidelines on Awards and Recognition for the Basic Education Program. All types of learners of school community are identified and assessed to monitor the learning curves as shown on the learner's performance profile. Appropriate programs with support materials for each type of learner is also developed in the following: List of Intervention Program, Teaching and Learning Support System, Professional Development Plan, Implementation Report on Teaching or Learning Support System. The school supports the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program or 4Ps that provides conditional cash grants to the poorest of the poor to improve the health, nutrition, and the education of children aged 0 to 18 years old. Teachers systematically keep notes of specific observations of individual student behaviors, skills, and attitudes in the classroom through anecdotal records. Performance tasks yield a tangible product or performance that serve as evidence of learning. Intervention plan means a plan designed to improve the progress of students. Teachers in the grade level are responsive to this plan as they conduct remedial activities to minimize the struggling readers within the grade. Teachers allocate their time to this meaningful activity to help pupils with reading problems. You can see here the intervention plan of the Imus Pilot Elementary School. Here are the list of dropping outs, and for 3 consecutive years, Imus Pilot Elementary School has maintained a 100% cohort survival rate. Here's the report of family mapping. Family mapping is an activity to map all out-of-school children, youth, and adults to connect or reconnect them to relevant education program. The school SPED program develops not only the academic capabilities of the CSN but also the innate talent that each one can portray. Participation in school's different programs and activities were made to be experienced by all pupils. Here's the sample program for SPED and ALS. Projects and program on curriculum and instruction are another opportunities for the school and learners to prepare themselves for a bigger leap. This will open new doors for potential learners in the near future. The school sought a professional help, guidance, or support to be more effective in the performance of their functions. So here are the technical assistance report. Indicator 3 Level 2. The implemented curriculum is localized to make it more meaningful to the learners and applicable to life in this community. This emphasizes monitoring tools in the conduct of intervention or innovation. To monitor means to observe and check the progress or quality of teaching over a period of time. The purpose of monitoring is to track implementation and output systematically and measure the effectiveness of the program. The basic monitoring techniques used are through observation and work performance and output. Implementation report in teaching learning support system. Here's the developmental needs plan of diverse learners. LACs enable teachers to do collaborative planning, problem solving, and action implementation that will lead to improved teachers' knowledge, skills, and attitude that will consequently and significantly improve students' learning and development. Here's the developmental needs plan of diverse learners. Here's the reports on classroom teaching and learning evaluation to provide continuous feedback to both teacher and student concerning learning successes and failures while instruction is in process. Classroom teaching and learning evaluation are conducted. The progress monitoring report of learning outcomes. The school intensifies remedial instruction program to upgrade the academic performance of the learners. Item analysis intended to assess and improve the reliability of your test. If test reliability is low, test validity will necessarily also be low. This is the ultimate reason we do item analysis. To improve the validity of a test by improving its reliability. Here are some of the analysis of test results. LAC session was focused on teaching learning process. The priorities set out in the LAC plan are implemented through a variety of activities, which can include stimulus followed by collaborative discussion of possible ways forward. The school conducted consultative meetings with the parents, school personnel, and its partners in the community for the purpose of gaining information, sharing best practices and lessons, and formally discussing and collaborating on something. COT files focus on grouping pattern. Observing other teachers is a key part of development. It improves teachers' own self-awareness of their skills and also makes management more effective at identifying areas for further growth. Teachers play a crucial role in improving the quality of the teaching and learning process. RPMS, or Result-Based Performance Management System, is an instrument to assess and ensure quality teacher performance at different career stages. Here are the sample of RPMS portfolio. Here's the copy of School Action Plan per learning area. An action plan provides instructional support and is a comprehensive way to monitor change and progress across a variety of objectives and goals within multiple areas. The school used a range of tests to monitor and track student achievement on an annual basis. Here's the sample of year-end reports. These are the minutes of the meeting regarding collaboration with stakeholders on innovation teaching and learning. They highlight the key issues that are discussed, motion, proposed or voted on, and activities to be undertaken. Here's the minutes of the meeting regarding collaboration with stakeholders on innovation teaching and learning. Indicator 3 Level 3 MOA or MOA of stakeholders in establishing a National Eco-Savers Program or NEP which aims to practice waste segregation at source and collection of recyclable materials. Here's the picture of MOA of stakeholders. Well, they doing the training on solid waste management and waste management program. School year 2020 to 2021 brings a dense of workload for the teacher, most especially for facing the new normal in the teaching-learning process. Pandemic has a huge effect, not only for the teachers but most especially for the learners. That is why IMUS Pilot Elementary School ICT Coordinators conducted an ICT webinar series for IMUS Pilot tutors or teachers dated on July 2020. Here's the narrative on Consolidated Report on the Teaching Learning Support System. The school ensures a continuously improved teaching learning support system through collaboration. Here's the pictures of the support system through collaboration. For the past 2 years, the school has been active in implementing Garnisoup. It is believed that with the combined efforts of these areas, the IMUS Pilot Elementary School is consistent on its goal in fulfilling the development of garden, nutrition education, and supplementary feeding program. Here's the MOVIS for the certification of sharing or adoption of best practices. Seed Exchange is another event that was successfully institutionalized within the school and division level to facilitate retrieval and popularization of indigenous local vegetables and to promote self-reliance among schools in the division. Different schools were able to join in conducting of Seed Exchange during the launching and kick-off of Brigada Escuela at Giants last May 2019. Here's the background information, objectives, and impact for the School Initiative Exchange Program. Here are some of the pictures for the School Initiative Exchange Program. The school continually assesses, analyzes, and acts on the improvement of key processes in the curriculum and instructions led by the CI team with the help of their projects. Here are the members of the CI team. Here are the CI projects background and school background. Here are some of the pictures for the CI projects. Learning action cells enable teachers to do collaborative planning, problem solving, and action implementation that will lead to improved teachers' knowledge, skills, and attitude that will consequently and significantly improve students' learning and development. Coaches use the COT to identify which teaching behaviors need coaching and support. Here are the last session focused on diversity of learners MOVs. The school provided teaching learning materials in Kinder to Grade 3 to reinforce better learning. Here are the sample COT files. Here's the K-3 TL materials. Here are the sample pictures of the TL materials. The school designed an action research about using reciprocal teaching to improve the reading comprehension skill of Fort Charity at Imus Pilot Elementary School. The purpose of this plan is to improve their reading comprehension skills. You can see on this slide the research design, the participants, the data gathering resources, data analysis, research action plan for the said action research. Here's the conclusion, recommendations, and the references. Learning programs such as mentoring and coaching program are conducted and developed by the school to produce learners who are responsible, competitive, and accountable for their learning. Here are some of the pictures for mentoring and coaching program. These are the pictures for the division level MTAP for the year 2017 to 2018, for regional level, and for the international level. Imus Pilot Elementary School conducted school-based monitoring and evaluation to provide a consolidated source of information showing the progress of the school. Here is the background information, the objectives, and impact of the school-based M&E. Here are the picture of the supervisor report for March 2019. Here are the monthly instructional supervisor report for the month of February 2018 and for July 2017. And here are some of the pictures for the school-based M&E. Indicator 4, Level 1. The learning systems are regularly and collaboratively monitored by the community using appropriate tools to ensure the holistic growth and development of the learners and community. The MPS or mean percentage scores of the learners are computed after quarterly assessments are administered. The MPS are consolidated per subject per grade level to identify which subject area has the highest and lowest student performance. The results will also be the basis for remediation and adjustment in the delivery of the teaching for subjects areas with poor learner performance. The learner's performance is continuously monitored and the rating is reflected through class records and grading sheets. The school head and the master teachers use the RPMS classroom observation tool and STAR observation in monitoring and supervision of classes. Imus Pilot Elementary School follows the computation of grades as stated in the DepEd Order No. 8 Series 2015 or the Policy Guidelines on Classroom Assessment for the K-12 Basic Education Program during the pre-pandemic period and the most recent DepEd Order No. 31 Series 2020 Guidelines for Assessment and Grading in light of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan for distance learning. Various assessment tools in the form of written and performance tasks are used in the classroom to assess the different skills of the learners. Inset or in-service trainings for teachers are conducted to capacitate teachers in teaching the content or learning areas as well as help develop the communicative, scientific, mathematical skills and right attitudes of the learners. The learner's quarterly progress is reported via SF9 or the progress report card. Through this, parents and guardians are also updated on the progress and academic standing of the learners. Quarterly exams are conducted to assess the learner's understanding on various subject areas. Phil-ERI is also conducted at the beginning and end of the school year to gauge the reading and comprehension skills of the learners. Learners who scored poorly or identified as frustration in the Phil-ERI undergo a remedial support program in reading. At the end of the reading remedial program, these learners once again undergo reading assessment to see if there has been any progress in their reading skills. Here are the learning outcomes assessment results. These are the MNT tools or monitoring and evaluation tools used to evaluate and monitor student progress. Consolidated reports show the number of learners who exceeded expectations as well as those needing further remediation and support. Indicator 4 Level 2. The learning systems are regularly and collaboratively monitored by the community using appropriate tools to ensure the holistic growth and development of the learner and community. Lessons are designed to meet the learning profile of students. Taken into consideration is the way in which the student best processes information and ideas, and ways in which learning style, gender, culture, and intelligence preference influence the students. These are samples of rubrics used for differentiated instruction in the classroom. Localization involves the use of local materials both as the subject and object of instruction. Materials for localization are readily available in the local environment. Through localization, lessons become more reliable to the learners. These are samples of differentiated quarter assessment test strategies. Learner portfolios are assessed using a set of rubrics. These are samples of rubrics used in portfolios. Results of the pre-test and post-test in the conduct of Phil-ERI are translated into graphs for a better visual representation of the results. Teachers' assessment tools are an important part of judging the capabilities, progress, and development of students. Assessment tools help teachers judge how much a student knows at the beginning of a school year, semester, or subject. Assessment tools also help track progress and inform the teacher when the subject matter has been adequately learned by the students. Indicator 4 Level 3. This is an action research prepared by Mildred I. Gabwat Master Teacher 2 of Imus Pilot Elementary School. It is an action research on using reciprocal teaching to improve the reading comprehension skill of For Charity at Imus Pilot Elementary School with the school year 2018 to 2019. Action Research, pursuant to DepEd Order Number 030 Series 2020, teachers shall attend a professional development program through an in-service training or INSET organized by the school, or 39 Series 2016 adoption of the Basic Research Agenda, as well as with the Department of Education's Research Agenda to build on gains from existing research and generate new knowledge on priority research areas. Here's the program learning objectives in making action research and the workplace development objectives. Here are the outputs in making the action research in Imus Pilot Elementary School. The studies about using reciprocal teaching to improve the reading comprehension skill of For Charity at Imus Pilot Elementary School with the school year 2018 to 2019. Based on the findings of the study, reciprocal teaching has significantly positive effect on the English reading comprehension, and reciprocal teaching enhances and improves the reading ability of the learners. Here are the action research questions, proposed intervention, innovation, and strategies used in an action research on using reciprocal teaching in Imus Pilot Elementary School. Here's the action research methodology, stated here the research design and the participants. Data gathering resources and the data analysis. Here's the activities in reciprocal teaching and graph of the scores of the learners. In Table 3, we can see the scores in pre-test and post-test of the learners, while in Table 4, we can see the presence, the significant difference between pre-test and post-test. Here are some of the recommendations and the references used in action research. The school has also hosted benchmarking events to share the school's best practices. This is a certification during the National Capability on Integrated School Nutrition Model benchmarking from Region 9, 7, and ARMM. The teachers of Imus Pilot Elementary School are in the constant partnership with parents and guardians. These are evidences on parents' involvement in the development of school policies and procedures. These are various pieces of evidence of networking with stakeholders. Involvement of parents and other stakeholders are mostly evident during the Brigada Eskwela season. Here's the evidence of networking with stakeholders during the Brigada Eskwela 2018. Brigada Eskwela 2019 for Day 1 Clean-Up Drive. Here's the before, during, and after of the Brigada Clean-Up Drive. For the Day 2 of our Brigada Eskwela 2019, we can see the pictures of the motorcade team and the organizing and cleaning of classrooms. For Day 3, we have the repainting board. Day 4, accommodating stakeholders community and free haircut service. Day 4, accommodating volunteers. Day 5, cleaning up backside of classroom. Day 6, fixing water leak and clogging the toilet. Day 7, participating in closing ceremonies for Brigada Eskwela program. These are the awards and recognitions received by the school from 2017 to 2020. Here are the documented partnership activities to improve assessment design. Conducting Action Research Learning Activity or Action Cell, LAC, in the new normal at Imus Pilot Elementary School provides insights to increase teachers' knowledge and participation in research through Project ARA or Project Action Research in Action in the benefit of the teachers and administrators in providing quality education for the students in government schools. It aims to assist the teachers, researchers to enhance understanding and capacity building in developing action research. It includes the establishment of knowledge and action research and ways on how to strengthen the skills in action research writing. Principle 2, Indicator 5, Level 1, Appropriate assessment tools for teaching and learning are continuously reviewed and improved, and assessment results are contextualized to the learner and local situation and the attainment of relevant life skills. Imus Pilot Elementary School adopted DepEd Order No. 8, Series 2015, entitled Policy Guidelines on Classroom Assessment for the K-12 Basic Education Program during face-to-face learning, and the most recent DepEd Order No. 31, Series 2020, Guidelines for Assessment and Grading in light of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan for Distance Learning. Learners' performance is computed and consolidated by learning area per grade level and submitted to key subject teacher to get the consolidated school MPS, mean, and standard deviation for every school year. The school head and the master teachers use the RPMS Classroom Observation Tool and STAR Observation in monitoring and supervision of classes. Classroom assessment is the process of gathering evidence of what a learner knows, what the learner understands, and what the learner is able to do. Teachers use formative and summative assessments. Formative assessment is used during a course or ongoing learning sequence to evaluate understanding for a purpose of providing data to revise planned instruction. Some assessment tools used by teachers are rubrics, activity sheets, reflections, journals, checklists, and class discussions. Summative assessment is performed at the end of or after learning. It is a way to evaluate the process, both the performance of the students and the quality of teachers' planned instructions. Products, portfolios, written reports, projects, video and group presentations, and quarterly tests are the assessment tools we use. The school adheres to DepEd Order No. 70, which stated this project is a national program that addresses the trust of DepEd to make every child a reader at his or her grade level. To identify the learner's reading level, we use the standardized Philippine Informal Reading Inventory or PhilERI both in English and Filipino from grades 1 to 6. Since numeracy skills are the foundation towards learning of all mathematical information to solve real-world problems, this includes the ability to understand basic math like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Pre-tests and post-tests are administered to grades 1 to 6 learners every school year. The test results are used by the teachers to address the gaps by giving proper instructions specifically to learners who need it most. Indicator 5, Level 2. A rubric is an evaluation tool or set of guidelines used to assess learning. Teachers use available or self-made rubrics for each learning area to evaluate learners' written outputs and performance-based tasks. Imus Pilot Elementary School has more than 4,000 enrollment, and to ensure the smooth flow in the conduct of quarterly examination, the school management came up with these strategies. First, assign key teacher for each learning area per grade level. Second, half-day with AM/PM sessions for primary learners and for intermediate learners with 4 subjects a day for 2-day schedule. Lastly, the monitoring and evaluation of the quarterly examination by the school head and guidance teacher. Learner's portfolio contains the student's work and shows growth over time in one particular learning area. Here are the students' accomplished portfolios in different learning areas. After the quarterly examination results are consolidated and evaluated, each teacher gives remedial instruction on list mastered skill for each specific subject or topic for the learner to catch up with the lesson. Action plan per learning area is carefully crafted by the assigned key teacher. This will serve as guide in the implementation of activities within school year. It is monitored and reviewed by the school head. Intervention program for reading. The school put up the reading clinic under Miss Salvacion Subong, the school reading focal person with its satellite reading room for every grade level. The teachers follow the school process in the submission of quarterly test. Another implementation program of the school is the Egypt Calle Escuela, the school mobile classroom wherein the teacher conducts remedial instruction and home visitation to struggling learners. City government under Honorable Mayor Emmanuel Maliksi provides electronic jeepney to all public schools in the entire city. The school is a recipient of Rotary Club of Imus Reading Project. They distributed modules with reading materials and comprehension questions for selected grade 6 learners to improve their reading comprehension skills. Indicator 5 Level 3. Rubrics are used as learning and assessment tools for learners' written outputs, products, and performance-based tasks. They are used in all learning areas as scoring guide. Project Saliksik was a school-based research project which aims to work on teaching learning problems through action researches. 3 action researches were completed under this project. Project ARA or Project Action Research in Action provides insights and activities to increase knowledge and participation in research. The action research entitled Napoles Codes as an Alternative Teaching Strategy or Multiplication Computational Skills won 3rd place in Best Poster Presentation during the conduct of 5th Conference of Researchers for Action and Informative Endeavor or CREATE. Learning materials are kept and displayed in a well-maintained school library and science laboratory for easy access of learners and teachers. Science devices and equipment, mathematics manipulative materials, and accordions and other materials are ready for use. Improvised balloons of pronouns, dioramas, and contextualized materials are shared mostly by teachers. The school conducted 2 Continuous Improvement Project or CIP. Target focused on unskilled readers for struggling readers and another for numeracy skills entitled Madness, Multiplication, and Division Need Efficient and Strong Supervision. The State of the School Address or SOSA is held during the first week of opening of classes. Meetings of General Parents, Teachers Association, and Homeroom PTA are scheduled monthly and quarterly respectively. Teachers use learners' portfolios, class records, and grading sheets to track the learner's progress. The learner's learning progress and achievement and report on promotion are reflected in School Form 6. This is carefully interpreted and analyzed to identify the learners' and teachers' needs. Imus Pilot Elementary School has an established partnership with Imus Institute of Science and Technology, College Department in training prospective teachers through practice teaching under seasoned teachers. Indicator 6 Level 1 Learning managers and facilitators, teachers, administrators, and community members nurture values and environments that are protective of all children and demonstrate behaviors consistent to the organization's vision, mission, and goals. The School Watching Team, SWT, composed mostly of grade 6 students under Mr. Romeo Samson, SDRRM focal person, posted signage to observe safety and security among school people while inside the school premises. Each room is equipped with complete first aid box with directory and other safety signages. Condemned building is enclosed with yellow cordon as precautionary measure. Updated policies and procedures on safety, child-friendly, and security are posted on bulletin boards for viewing and reference. The school vicinity map with evacuation area is displayed in a designated area for students and visitors' guidance and reference and the school personnel as well. This is the organizational chart of School Disaster Risk Reduction Management Team. The emergency hotline is posted on a wall near the school gate for easy access of all. The school buildings are easy to locate with the signages. Indicator 6 Level 2 The Learner's Handbook contains school rules and regulations and other information to guide parents and learners. These are the legal basis in the implementation of DRRM in the school. The school prepares a comprehensive accomplishment report on the implementation of policies and procedures on disaster preparedness yearly. Each teacher has an emergency kit inside the classroom with flashlight and whistle while radios are distributed for quick communication. Every corner of the building has posted signage, thanks to SWT who initiated this worthy endeavor. Upland FEF or Upland Fire, Earthquake, and Flood gives comprehensive and actual drills on fire, earthquake, and flood for students and teachers. The SPED teachers together with the guidance teacher conduct room campaign against bullying and child protection policy. Indicator 6 Level 3 Earthquake drill is conducted every quarter. Imus Pilot Elementary School hosted the nationwide simultaneous earthquake drill in 2017. More lectures on flood drill were given to students by Mr. Romeo Samson, the SDRRM focal person. The school conducts Family Day during Filipino Values in month of November. The school prepares contingency plan for the so-called the Big One. Alapan 1 Elementary School observed and benchmarked Imus Pilot Elementary School junior medics in giving first aid. The SDRRM Action Plan. Listening to the voice of customer through Project Tinig is another school-initiated project. This establishes harmonious working relationship among school management, internal and external stakeholders. These are the awards and recognitions received by the school for its best practices. Indicator 7 Level 1. Complete list of learners from SPED. The list of enrolled learners in Alternative Learning System or ALS. The school tarpaulin on its frontline services is posted for reference and guidance of visitors and parents. Indicator 7 Level 2. The ALS student hold environment-friendly activities. Integration on the use of recyclable materials help lessen piles of garbage in our surroundings and show students' creativity and talents. The generous ALS students share their resources by conducting community pantry. Yes to inclusion, SPED learners are now enrolled in regular classes. Indicator 7 Level 3. The school accomplishments and current school status as shared by the school head to the internal and external stakeholders during SOSA. The school report card contains the school profile and the school data for every school year. All school projects are regularly monitored by the school planning team or SPT for a given period using the project monitoring form and reflected in the annual improvement plan. It is the school's utmost goal to provide education for all. Early registration and child mapping are carried on yearly to track incoming students for the next school year. Children of school age must be in school. Project Gabayan at Bantayan, ang Yaman ng Bayan or Project Gabay aims to attain a zero dropout rate among its school clients. Another school advocacy is to make every child a reader. The Reading Clinic, the school banner reading program from 2017 up to 2020, activities undertaken were Project Reader, Project Fora, Project ERA, and Summer Reading Program, Project Fresh or Project Friendly Reading Environment in school, and Home is the reading program in the new normal which feature Egypt Calle Escuela as mobile classroom for struggling learners and where the teachers conduct remedial instruction and home visitation. Healthy environment leads to happy learning environment. Eco Cooperativa is under Project Go for revolutionary responsiveness to ecological environment for Nature Project or Project Green. Piles of garbage accumulated inside the classroom are properly segregated wherein part of which is sold and converted to cash by Imus Institute Multipurpose Cooperative headed by Mrs. Jocelyn Alim.